everyone. Welcome to today's Variety Hour, Thanksgiving special, I think, for our American friends. We are, as always, delighted to see you all, and joined by six if you count Henry, but five speakers today. So we are going to have an awesome tour of a couple of different projects and some new research coming out of our team at Wild Labs. So we're going to cover a lot of different tech and a lot of different conservation stuff today. So should be a lot of fun. We are going to open with Lucy King, who's going to talk to us about human-elephant coexistence and a new toolkit her team has developed for helping communities live safely with elephants. So we're really interested to hear more about this toolkit. Lucy, do you want to take it away?
Great, thank you so much. Awesome. Well, listen, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. We're really delighted to be able to talk about our new human-elephant coexistence toolbox that we've developed at Save the Elephants. And I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my amazing colleagues, Naya Raja, Meha Kumar, and Nicola Heath, who are my co-authors, all women team that's developed this coexistence toolbox. We started during lockdown making this, and it's been over 3.5 years developing this amazing tool to help communities in Africa live with elephants. And just to give you a little background, this is where we work in Kenya. This is our main research sites. We are in Samburu Laikipia in the north and in Tsavo in the south. We have around 8,000 elephants in the north of Kenya in that Samburu Laikipia study area. And I'm mostly based down in Tsavo, in the Tsavo conservation area, which is a vast, vast area, about the size of Denmark. And we have about 16,000 elephants there. So in total, the country is about 4 times the size of England, 55 million people, but we're living with 36,000 elephants. So it's really an incredible challenge for the country. And it results in basically elephants overlapping with people, and most of our national parks are unfenced. So we have this clash of communities and this biggest of all land mammals on the planet. And of course, as you all know, this is exacerbated through human population expansion, which is extremely rapid in Kenya during its economic growth phase. And our elephant population has stabilized and is starting to slowly recover after the poaching crisis. So we're seeing a load of clashing issues. One of the main ones I work on is conflicts, elephant eating crops, but there's also a lot of really serious issues like people being killed by elephants, schools being broken into, water tanks being smashed, a load of different types of conflict going on. And our job at Save the Elephants is finding novel technology and solutions to turn conflict into coexistence. And I'm the coexistence director for Save the Elephants. I've been working for 18 years on these solutions, and we still haven't come up with one perfect solution. So what it is about looking at the variety of what you can do to live with elephants. And in Kenya, we've got a new coexistence mitigation strategy that's coming out, which is really focusing on empowering communities to be self-reliant on mitigating and managing and protecting themselves, and not having to rely on others or the state, and being self-empowered. And we believe that very strongly. So this started a lot with my research, coming up with this idea of beehive fences, using honeybees as a natural deterrent for crop raiding elephants. And we discovered that elephants are scared of bees. They will stay away from beehives. And this fence that we built around small 2 to 5 acre farms will keep elephants out. And it provides an income for the farmers at the same time, in the terms of honey, but also in crop yield production and a reduction in crop raids. And there's so many benefits of honeybees in the environment. I'm sure you're all aware of that. But this idea has turned into multiple different types of mitigation methods, stopping elephants coming in at the cheapest end of the scale. So we're trying to come up with solutions like honeys and beehive fences that farmers can manage themselves, from metal strip fences that rattle in the dark, to smelly elephant repellent made of noxious, toxic, smelly things that elephants don't like, to buzz boxes that plays our bee sound through a little infrared device that triggers as an elephant walks by, watchtowers, which of course help rangers get up high to be able to look down and see where the elephants are coming, simple tin man fences. We use non-palatable crops like chilies and sunflowers that elephants don't eat, and of course the beehive fences. So this is just one of our communities where we're trialing all these ideas, and we decided to turn it into this comprehensive manual, an actual book. It is a huge book. It's 200 pages now, but each of the sections, each of the tools can be downloaded individually. They can be shared on WhatsApp. Each of the tools is interactive, so it's got PDFs linked, it's got YouTube video links, and we'd really love to turn this into an app. So it'd be great to hear if anyone has any experience of turning really a substantial kind of encyclopedia of content into something that could be shared in a simple, cheap smartphone. We have a QR code. You're welcome to copy it, and we've translated into English Kiswahili and French, and we've got more African languages on the way next year. The guide has 7 different sections: understanding elephants, farm and boundary protection, early warning systems, how to live with elephants with farming techniques, income generating ideas, and biodiversity protection, which is mostly how to protect iconic, beautiful big trees from being knocked over by elephants, particularly key for small game reserves. And then a whole section on schools and pastoralists living with elephants. So this is what the pages look like. They're highly illustrative. They're absolutely beautiful, very technically correct, but also very engaging. And they're very easy to understand if you're not totally fluent in literature. So we showcase how literally a step-by-step guide with your checklist, and then the farmers build that method. And we've included not only published methods that work, but also ideas that our local farmers have come up with and invented themselves. And we've turned them into drawings and shown how amazing farmers are and how innovative they are. And we're really supportive of that. So this is Jonas Markima, whose method has made it into the toolbox. He's absolutely thrilled. And then there's a whole section on elephant wear behavior. I mean, there's 200 pages. I encourage you to download it. We're so proud of the illustrations. Nicola Heath, the most amazing illustrator, very talented. And now our job is doing things like this. So sharing it across the world, sharing it particularly through our Elephant Crisis Fund, which is our outreach arm of Save the Elephants, supporting projects across the whole of Africa, taking it to the leaders. So we're taking it to rangers, NGOs, project partners, chiefs, and getting them to help share it with their communities. And so the translations are helping. We're also doing a trainer of trainer workshops in Savo, where our team, who's brilliant and experienced at this now, brings in 20 or 30 real talented leaders, and we ask them to then train people in their community. So we've got hundreds of these community members coming in and leaders, and we're hoping to do one every month next year. So very specifically for East Africa, but hopefully we can do it for more countries. And so, yeah, demonstrating all the different sites on site, giving everyone a toolbox at the end. And very important for us is really trying to engage women, both as the trainers and also in the methods that we've come up with for how to live with elephants. So we need strong, powerful women who are able to take this toolbox and then translate it into their communities. So many of the methods we're sharing are appropriate for women, whether it's beekeeping, of course, honey production, all the way through to basket weaving, these alternative livelihoods ideas. There's so many options in here, different types of crops that they can grow, which are non-palatable to stop elephants crop raiding. And we really believe that focusing this on and sharing this with women is going to be a real multiplier effect for our project. And it's just the right thing to do, to give them a helping hand, because so often they're the ones in the field suffering from the effects of climate change, the effects of human-elephant conflict. And if we can just give them the tools to help themselves, that's going to be a huge step up for us. So we'd be really thrilled for you all to download the toolbox. If any of you have any suggestions on how we can turn this quite monster document and amazing resource of beautiful illustrations into an app, we'd be really interested to talk to you. I think it's something that we want to be able to share on a real local level with simple smartphones. And so that's the kind of plea to you to, first of all, share it, but also just to get in touch with me if you've got any ideas to take us to the next level. So open to any questions, and please email me if you have anything specific, which will be easier. Okay, many thanks.
Lizzie, that was such a quick but amazing presentation of and tour of human elephant coexistence and the sort of tools and work that you're developing. I think your call to action is pretty clear, that the technology support that you need is turning it into something accessible over smartphone, and we'll post it on Wild Labs and open it up to our community there. But I was wondering, this is kind of an obvious question before I hand it over to the next speaker, but it sounds like technology is not a key solution to human-elephant conflict. It's actually a means for disseminating information and best techniques, but it's actually not directly, you haven't found it as useful directly applied. Is that true?
But actually, technology is super important. The reality is that a lot of technology requires batteries and power. So it's about finding the right moment to use technology. So, for example, the BuzzBox, which has been developed by Wild Survivors, an NGO that has taken our sound of the BuzzBox and turned it into a solar-powered $100 unit that you just screw onto the top of a post, and if an elephant walks past, it blasts it with bees. So it's that combination of understanding the natural environmental behavior of elephants and how they react to a negative threat, and then taking a simple technology like a simple solar panel with a small sound speaker. I mean, it's just brilliant. And so that's an example of an actual technology. And then, everything from sharing things. So even using radio programs, we've started to do that in Kenya to share the information about this through Swahili shows. That's also technology. But at the end of the day, what we need is mitigation methods used in the farms, which are super low cost, that don't run out of battery when the sun goes in, and something that the farmers can feel empowered about. And that's why we love my beehive fence ideas, because bees, of course, are a natural defender, and they don't need any kind of fuel apart from a clean environment and some peace and quiet and some beautiful flowers and rain, of course. So climate change is our biggest threat for that project. But yeah, happy to chat about more on email if anyone wants to ask me any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lucy.